Hi, and welcome to episode 24 of the Nina Blanco podcast. Only a couple more episodes of season 1. There's this one and then 2 more. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a bridal break. But before we get into any of that, let's wait no further for what you're really here for. It's Breakfast Burrito Friday! You know what it is. Getting you hyped up. It's Breakfast Burrito Friday! Friday! Get your burrito. Get your breakfast burrito. It's Breakfast Burrito Friday! Get your breakfast burrito. It's Breakfast Burrito Friday! All right. We're all hyped up for Friday. Happy Breakfast Burrito Friday. It's tradition, as always. Treat yourself because you deserve it. That's why. You deserve it. Before I started this podcast, I was like, man, I haven't really thought too much about what I want to talk about. What I've been doing lately is I have like my notes, whatever, on my phone. And I've been trying to like have a podcast note on there. And like, I don't know, something happens, let's remember that and let's talk about it. But I hadn't really been doing that this last week because, I don't know, things have been, I wouldn't say boring around here by any means at all. Because, you know, last week was opening day. I did that, hung out with some friends. We just did a barbecue with Deuce and Dubs, you know, got the whole crew together. And I realized after that barbecue, I was like, oh, we didn't take any pictures or any videos or anything. Why did we do that? And that's happened before since the three of us have been let go, where we've gotten together and then we like forget to take a picture because I think we miss each other so much, but like no one wants to admit it. I think we miss each other and we're just like so engulfed in the experience and let's just be together and we're hanging out and we're talking and we're laughing and we're catching up. And then next thing we know, like someone has to leave. In this case, Dubs had to go. He had to bounce. And so he left. And then it was like, oh shit. We didn't do the social media thing, which I know the social media thing isn't the most important thing. The most important thing is that we were just together and having a good time and living our lives together, that we weren't even thinking about social media, which is like the most wholesome, best way to hang out with your friends, right? And so we definitely felt that, but then, you know, you check your Instagram, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I wish we would have done something, a TikTok or I don't know, at least a photo. So we messed up. But at the same time, I don't know, maybe it warms your heart enough to know that we were just like hanging out and having a good time with each other. And we totally forgot to do the social media thing. So sorry, y'all. But yeah, we were hanging out together and it's nice. It's just nice to know that like we are still actual friends. We obviously don't see each other as much as we used to. That was an everyday thing at work. And then it felt like really natural to just be with these dudes all the time. And we're just hanging out and we're doing our thing on the radio. Ooh, Norma's calling me right now. I should answer this. Hold on. Hi. Hold on. Give me a second.
What you doing?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I got real technical with it and I'm actually like recording my podcast as we speak.
You're referring?
I'm recording my podcast as we speak and I'm real technical and I mean, if you want to talk right now, if we're going to talk about other family things, we don't have to put this on the podcast, but you can say, hey, I have you recording.
Well, hi, how are you today?
Her mood totally changed. I love it. Good. How are you, Mama?
Good. Mama needs a picture of you.
Of what? For what?
For the bridal shower.
Oh, okay. Like
A picture of your favorite picture of
me and the boy.
you and the boy.
Okay. I have a couple good ones, and so I can send you some. Okay. Hard at work
All right.
planning the bridal shower. I will do that right now, and I'll put a pause on things.
Okay. And hey, hello to everyone out there. Shout out to Nina for doing such an awesome job on her podcast.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, and I hope you and the boy have a great weekend.
Thank you. We're going to be busy this weekend just catching up on life.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good, honey.
Okay,
right.
I will send that to you. And then, yeah, we need to do, like, people are demanding it. I don't think I've told you this yet, but I've gotten several messages and people are like, we need more Norma.
Oh, you're kidding.
You've got fans, girlfriend.
Anytime. We have so many subjects that we can talk about, and I do believe that our conversations can be of much, much help to people.
Help for what?
Just, for all the things that we're doing and ideas and our creativity
Oh, okay.
can help other people.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Pinterest with Norma. Let's do it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Well, we'll schedule a time and we'll have you on video and we'll do a Skype thing on the podcast either next week or the week after. We'll see. Let me know what your schedule looks like.
I will make myself available for you.
Perfect. All right, Mama. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, apparently I need to go find this picture really quick, so I have to pause the podcast. BRB. Okay, we're back. Sent Norma some photos so she can choose from a couple that I had sent her. She's hard at work planning the bridal shower, which I'll talk about in a sec. But what was I talking about before? Deuce and Dubs, seeing them. Yeah, it was great. Used to seeing them all the time, before. Now I don't see them as much. But it's nice to know that we're still friends is basically what I was trying to say. Because I've had other radio co-hosts and former co-workers, and sometimes those friendships just don't last forever as much as like you say they're going to, and whatever happens. But Deuce and Dubs, we still hang out, and here we are however many months later, and we still got major love for each other. But yeah, anyway, hung out with them. What else has been going on? The boy, speaking of the boy, he got a pretty big job promotion, so that is pretty cool. I'm really excited and proud of him, and excited for him because this is a step in the direction, for his career that he's been wanting to go to, and the opportunity came up, and yeah, he got a job promotion. But the con to that is that he's been working a lot. Because his company, I'm not going to get into details, whatever, but basically he's doing his old job for this next month, as well as the new job, as well as training, as well as conducting interviews and hiring for the first time ever. So he's got a lot on his plate this month. And so he's been working a lot, and he's been coming home late. And I'm like, I miss you. Or is this what we're going to do in the last 4 months before we get married? This is it. But no, it's just this next month is terrible for him, and he's working all these extra jobs and doing all these extra things for this new job promotion. But then after that, hopefully he'll still be busy at work, but it should settle down. He won't be doing 2.5 jobs. He'll just be doing his one job. So, but yeah, he got a job promotion, and I told him when he got that job promotion, I was like, oh my God, I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home dog mom, as a total joke. Because on the work front, for me, not much is going on. Don't have a lot going on for work. I'm still not working. I mean, at this point, I'm 4 months away from the wedding. I'm not too far out from this bridal shower, not too far out from my bachelorette, and that's going to be several days throughout the week. And so I'm just gonna wait. Unless something pops up in front of me that I can't deny now, I guess, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm just going to wait till after the wedding and to really look for a job. So not much is happening for me. I'm trying to do the influencer thing here and there. So if you see my post, dude, please watch the video. Just like comment a heart on it and like it and whatever. Help me out, all right? That's how you can help me out with that. But I was thinking a little bit about like later this year, and I did the Galentine's thing, and do I want to do Gals Giving? Because that's a lot to ask for people, you know, these two major runs that I'm trying to push for this charity stuff. Like, yeah, it's for a great cause. But I was just trying to decide and think about if I wanted to do it again in November, which I'm leaning towards yes, I want to. But I learned a lot from the last round, and I'm like, I think I need to start a nonprofit for that. And I'm not ready to start a nonprofit right now. Like after the wedding, I don't know. But I did get a thank you card, which is really, really sweet, from the Irving Street Women's Residence. They sent me a thank you card. I'll read it to you, because this thank you card, it's to me, but it is just as much to you for having to hear about it, for sharing, for donating, for commenting, and following along on that journey. So the thank you card says, "Dear Nina, thank you so much for this delightful gift bag donation. We appreciate you thinking of us. Thank you, Irving Street Women's Residence staff and residents." So it was very nice of them to send me a card. And you know how things go with, these nonprofits and taking in donations. They have to search it essentially and make sure that everything is safe and right to give to the residents that they have there. And so it looks like maybe they finally got around to it, and they sent me a little thank you card. So that is awesome. Thank you to them, for all the hard work that they do. It was the least that we could do. And I was so glad that we were able to come together for Gals Giving or Gals. Which one is it? Galentine's Day. I get them so mixed up, and that is the problem. But for Galentine's Day, thank you for making that happen. And we got a thank you card, and that is awesome. And so, yeah, thinking about November, and if I want to do Gals Giving again, or not again, but do it, again, but change the name to Gals Giving, and find maybe another women's shelter in Denver to give to, but do the same thing. So to spread the love a little bit, thinking about that. So keep that in the back of your mind as that may happen. Because the boy's been working a lot, and because I've just been at home and I'm not working, and I'm focusing on wedding stuff, and I'm, just chilling here, I've been watching a lot of TV. I've been watching a lot of TV. So let's talk some TV really quick. Because everyone seems to be watching the new Netflix show, The Ultimatum. And when I first saw the ad for The Ultimatum, which was, of course, if you don't know, at the end of season 2 of Love is Blind on Netflix, which I'm a total fan of that show. And this last season was a shit show in itself. After that show ended, they put up this ad for The Ultimatum, their new show that they're trying to push. And when I saw the ad, I'm like, this is stupid. This is dumb, because these can't be real couples. Come on. The rundown of the show is a serious couple who have been in a relationship, a year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years. One is ready to get married. The other one has reservations for X, Y, and Z reason. And so they put them into this game show, dating show, where, okay, you have this ultimatum, and now they say that distance makes the heart grow fonder, so we're going to break you guys up, and you're going to date the other couple's significant others. People who, I guess it's okay, it's someone who knows how to be in a serious relationship, someone that, seemingly could be more trustworthy because they've been in a serious relationship, and they want to be in a serious relationship, and so you date them. And so that right there is already, I don't know. How can you get someone who is in a for real serious relationship to agree to this show? And a lot of the guys were saying in the show, I didn't even want to do this show. She made me do this show. I didn't even want to be here. And so it's kind of funny seeing that. But I was watching The Ultimatum because everyone else was watching it, and I haven't finished the entire thing, so I'm going to try not to give anything away. But when I was first watching it, I watched the first 3 episodes, and the first 3 episodes are the setup. right? Let's meet the cast. Maybe we watch them all, after their breakup or whatever, they go on their dates with other people and them talking to other people and starting to make a connection. And we're going to pick and choose who you want to be with, a new partner. And so that's the first 3 episodes. And I just thought it was super lame. I was like, I'm so uninterested. I was just scrolling TikTok. I feel like I missed half of the content in those first 3 episodes. But where it really starts to get juicy is when they pick a new partner and they have to live with them. So episode 4 and beyond has been better. If you are interested in watching the show, skip the first 3 episodes, okay? If you're like me, where you're like, this is stupid, it's not going to capture my attention, skip the first 3 episodes, just move on to like episode 4 and beyond. Maybe episode 3. Episode 3 was like a little juicy towards the end. But I'm just saying, like, don't waste your time. And these episodes, they're like an hour long. So like the first 3 episodes, like 3 hours of my life of shit that I don't want to watch. Get to the juicy part already, Netflix. And the juicy part starts at episode 4. So you're welcome. You can go ahead and skip to episode 4 on the Ultimatum. The Kardashians. Oh my God, don't watch the Kardashians. Oh my God, why are you still watching that show? Oh my God, that's so lame. Oh my God, Keeping Up with the Kardashians? Who even does that anymore? Why do you even watch? Everyone does. Don't lie to yourself, okay? I'm gonna keep up with the Kardashians. I want to keep up with the Kardashians. You cannot help it but keep up with the Kardashians. These bitches are in the news, okay? They are Hollywood. They are Hollywood, okay? Too bad. I don't want to hear it. That's what That's the thing that probably annoys me the most out of people. And the boy does this too. He's like, oh my God, don't watch that stuff. It's so stupid. And like, the boy is definitely not a celebrity Hollywood gossip kind of person at all. And so for him, it's like, okay, fine. I guess you're going to say that because of course you are. But anyone who is into any sort of current events or pop culture and stuff like that, shut up. Don't pretend like you don't like it, because I freaking love it and I'm not afraid to say it. Everyone wants to be so anti-Kardashian, and people have tried to be anti-Kardashian for years, for forever. No one wanted the Kardashians to be a thing, but guess what? They're really good at making themselves a thing. And now that they are onto this next chapter that they say, because their original show ended with E. Now they're on Hulu and they have a new show, and it's not called Keeping Up with Kardashians. It's just called Kardashians. I watched the first episode because of course I did, and I love it. And guess what? It's also nothing different from what we've already seen. It is Keeping Up with the Kardashians, just on a new platform on Hulu. It's the exact same thing. And you can't help but be interested and watch and see these lavish ass bitches throw these lavish ass parties for their lavish ass friends. And you can't help but wish that you were there. But we're not. So we're just going to watch these hoes on TV and we're going to secretly love it. And that's my recap for the Kardashians. You know it's true. You secretly love it. Just shut up already, okay? I've had it. Other shows I'm watching right now, There's Something About Pam, which is based on a real story of this crazy woman who probably murdered her friend, and it's in the middle of the season, and so that's just, I don't know, fun to watch. And it's Renee Zellweger, and it was a little controversial when it started because she's like a bigger woman and Renee Zellweger is very small, and so they put like a fat suit on her, and it's just kind of funny seeing Renee Zellweger in like a fat suit, like knowing that it's a fat suit. But it's an interesting enough show. I like true crime, and it's based off of a true crime story. So if you like true crime, The Thing About Pam, that's on Hulu. That's fun to watch. They're already like 6 episodes in, so you can binge it a little bit. And speaking of binging, so I'm a This Is Us watcher. I watch This Is Us, but when I first started watching it, I didn't watch it until it was already on like season 2 or 3. It was like deep into it, but like everyone was about it. Go watch this show. And I was like, fine, I'll watch it. So I had watched it, and now I'm like obviously all caught up and everything. That was a while ago. So like I've been watching the last few seasons along with the show. And so this past season, I had been going through my trauma. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm not going to watch This Is Us because that show is already enough of like an emotional damaging show just when you watch it, and I'm going through enough shit in my life right now. I'm not going to watch it, so I wasn't like keeping up with it. And so I think it was last week, and I just had one of my nights, and I still have these nights, and you guys, I don't know how to stop it. I don't think I can stop it. I think I just need to like keep myself as balanced as possible, but I still have these nights where I just am up for no reason. I'm just up for no reason. I'm awake in the middle of the night and I can't go to sleep. And so what I was doing is I was just staying awake in the dark, trying to make myself go back to sleep. And that wasn't working. And so since that wasn't working, and the boy and I, we go to sleep to the TV and we put it on a timer. So I would like wake up and it's already pitch black, the TV's off, and I'm like, fuck my life, what time is it? Oh, cool, 1:30, great. Why? And then I would just try to sleep and try to sleep and try to sleep in the dark while the boy is sleeping and Bonzo's sleeping, and I'm just awake for hours. I would stay awake until 5:30 when the boy's alarm goes off, and then maybe finally be able to fall asleep by 6:37. I'm just having these nights every once in a while. It's not all the time, just like once a week lately. It's been once a week. So since it wasn't working, just laying in the darkness and trying to go to sleep, I was like, well, I go to sleep to the TV anyway. I'm going to try to watch TV. I mean, I hate to disrupt the boy because he's got to get up at 5:30. And like, who wants to do that for work? No one. So I felt bad that I had to kind of disrupt him in his sleeping because he has an actual job and everything. But I was like, well, he'll be fine. And I talked to him about it. I was like, hey, if I can't sleep, I'm going to turn the TV on now. Is that cool? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. I barely ever remember it. So he's a deep sleeper. I'm like, cool, great. So I turned the TV on and I decided to watch This Is Us. And I screwed myself because I just stayed awake for 5 hours in the middle of the night and just binged This Is Us and watched it all night long. In the middle, I woke up at 1:30 and then I probably had it on by 2 a.m. And then I was still watching it. I was in the middle of an episode when the boy's alarm went off at 5:30 in the morning and he had to get ready for work. And I was like, ooh, this is bad. This didn't work either. And so I finished my episode by the time he left for work because he got ready. And I was like, well, I'm awake. He's awake. I'm not still really tired. And I'm just going to finish this episode. So I'm finally all caught up on This Is Us again. And so now I get to watch the weekly episodes. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like a little conflicted about that show ending. Like, it's definitely time. It is definitely time for that show to end. I get it. But at the same time, because I've been watching it for so long and like they really just do go into these deep dive like emotional things, and I like that about the show. Like, I don't mind crying watching this show because, I don't know, they do talk about a little bit more like real world things. Like when you're watching a TV show about a family, you know, it's the sitcom style thing. They don't take anything too seriously. Sometimes they'll touch on those hard subjects, but they really try to like sugarcoat it. And so I'm like, I don't know. And This Is Us is different in that way, is they don't try to sugarcoat it. They go for it. And so that's what I like about it. I don't mind them talking about those hard to talk about subjects and making me cry. I freaking love it. So part of me is like, yes, it's definitely time, but also I don't want it to go away. So it's a little difficult. But those are the TV shows that I'm pretty much watching at the moment because I have nothing else to do. I mean, I really should be like cleaning the house more, but I talked about that. I suck as a housewife. I've been trying to cook dinners and stuff for the boy because he's getting home late from work and stuff. And I'm like, let me take something off your plate. Let me like make us dinner so you don't have to worry about it. And then that also gives him lunch for the next day if he's lucky enough he could eat at work. And so I don't know. I've just been watching a lot of TV, man, and doing wedding stuff. And my wedding stuff, I'm like caught up on stuff right now. Like I'm good. I'm chill. I'm not going to do, I like bought a bunch of decor. So I just have like a bunch of shit piled up in the back room wedding stuff. I did my DIY cushions. I did like, a week of sewing or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to take a break. All right. So I ordered all of my decor. It's there, but I'm not going to put anything together yet. I'm going to do that next month. I'm just trying to like space things out enough so that I'm not completely overwhelmed. And also so I can just be a lazy piece of shit and watch TV all day. And that's what I've been doing lately. That and like I've been still like hiking, going to the gym and stuff. And Bonzo and I, we went for a hike the other day, and it was like the epitome of Colorado weather all in one afternoon. It wasn't even the afternoon. It was early morning. I actually went early because, again, I couldn't sleep. And I was like, you know what? I'm awake. Let's go. So at like 7 or 8 in the morning, Bonzo and I, we went for a hike over in Red Rocks. And it was cloudy. It was a cloudy day. But I looked up the forecast and no rain or anything. It was just clouds and some wind and like whatever. So I was like, okay, let's just still go for this hike. So pack up stuff and pack up Bonzo, get in the car. And as I'm driving, all of a sudden, so I live in like West Denver, okay? So I have to get onto 6th Avenue and then get onto 70. And then I was going to get to Red Rocks from there. And so I'm getting onto 6th Avenue and I'm at a stoplight like before I got onto the highway, and I'm there at the stoplight, and all of a sudden I see snowflakes, and I'm like, what? Like, my car says it's 50 degrees outside. Like, where are these snowflakes coming from? We're about to go for a hike. And I'm like, God, like, but I'm already in the car. Bonzo's all excited. Ugh. I'm like, fine, I'm just gonna keep going. Hopefully this is just like a weird flurry thing, whatever, it'll go away. So I'm driving on the highway, and then there's a sign that I-70 is closed at Georgetown because of the weather. And I'm like, is a snowstorm about to drop into Denver? Like, Georgetown isn't that far away from Red Rocks, and then Red Rocks obviously isn't that far away from Denver. So I was like, that much space in between with Colorado weather, it can really go either way. So I was like, am I about to go into a snowstorm? I don't want to do, what is happening? So I get onto I-70, and the wind just picked up. It just picked up. And then all of a sudden I see like my hood of my car like start jumping up. Obviously it was latched, so it didn't, but the wind was just so strong. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I finally get to Red Rocks. I'm in the parking lot, and I'm like, it is windy outside. It is cold. I'm wearing like capri leggings. I'm like, I'm not ready for this fucking cold ass hike. I'm like, oh, think of Bonzo. You got to fit in your dress, bitch. Just go for the hike. So I get out of the car, and I'm like, all right, fine, we'll go for this hike. And I don't know, it was still like a lovely time. It was still just a nice little hike that Bonzo and I had. It was just like we went through all these different types of weather, like from it being totally fine and 50 and just cloudy. It still felt nice outside. And then to the temperature dropping to 40 and seeing snowflakes and high winds and stuff. But because of all of that, no one was at the trail. It was nice. So I was definitely that person, because I never want to be that person. But I was like, no one's here. I'm going to be that person. I turned some music on my phone. Whenever I go hiking or do anything outside, I do not put in headphones. I refuse, because I've seen too many stories and I've seen too many things about females being alone in nature, on a hike, outside, whatever it is, and they're being stalked and you don't know. Like, you pay less attention to your surroundings if you have headphones in. You can't hear footsteps behind you. You can't hear a twig break from a cougar in the fucking woods over there. Like, you know what I mean? So I just don't do it. I refuse. So didn't have headphones on, but I was like, since no one's here, I'm going to get my phone, and I turned on some music, and I was just like listening to music on speaker on the trail, which is, again, you don't want to be that person, but no one was there. So I was like, fuck it. So I did that, and I was a little bit naughty. I was naughty with Bonzo, and I let him off the leash. Don't know why I'm doing this accent, because I said the word naughty. Anyway, let Bonzo off the leash, and he loved it. He loved it so much. He was having so much fun running up on the trail ahead of me, and then he would always stop and look back, and if he got too far ahead of me, I just call out his name. He's a good boy. He was listening. He's so good on the trail. I was so proud of him. But yeah, I was totally like that person. Dog off the leash. Of course, I picked up after him. Absolutely. I will never not be that person. So I picked up after him. He pooped one time. Luckily, it was at the beginning of the trail and I didn't have to hold on to it like the whole time. But yeah, he just loved it. He loved the freedom on this like normally very popular trail. And I was just like listening to music and I'm just taking it in. And I'm a wind person. I've discovered that about myself. I've actually known that for like a hot minute, but I don't know what it is about wind. I love a windy day. I really do. I love a windy day. I mean, maybe it is like my love for Chicago a little bit. Like, I love wind. I love the sound of it. I love how it makes me feel. I love it whipping my hair around. I love it like brushing up against my face. Like, I love wind. And it was so windy because of this like weird whatever storm was happening, but it wasn't like a storm because everything was fine. It was just really windy and a little bit chilly, but because I was hiking, you know, gotta keep yourself moving, then I was fine. But I loved it. It was such a good time. And at first I was like, we gotta go home. I don't know if we're gonna do this, but I made myself do it. So sometimes just making yourself do it results in something that'll make you happy. And that definitely made me happy. And that was a lot of fun. And Bonzo had a great time. And then he was pooped afterwards, which was beneficial for me because then I didn't have to feel guilty. Because sometimes I don't take him for walks and then I feel guilty because you could just see how bored he is and how cooped up he is in the house sometimes. So, but trying to get better at that. And he definitely enjoyed that. So that was good. But because I am, you know, the weather's getting better, I get to go on hikes. So I'd much rather go on a hike than go to the gym. But I have been going to the gym. It's weird because I know you're not supposed to weigh yourself. I get it. But I have a scale at home. And I've been weighing myself. And I haven't lost like any weight. But I've been going to the gym. And I don't know, it's got to be doing something because I see it, I feel it. You know how you see it in yourself first? So I've been seeing it in myself first, but I have not lost a single pound. But I'm like, you know, whatever. As long as it's doing something and I'm liking the way that I'm looking, then, you know, whatever. But because of that, I fit in my dress now. Kind of. So I'm home alone, right? And I told you that I was going to try to stretch out my dress because that was something that someone on the internet said. Obviously don't want to rip it, but want to stretch it out a little bit, stretch the material out. And so I've been doing that. And what I did the other day is I tried to put it on regular, right? But like the back zipper and I can't. And like I'm still kind of squeezing in it. So you have to squeeze the sides together in order to get the zipper up. Basically what I'm saying is I cannot get into my dress by myself. I need extra hands 100%. So I was like, well, let me just like see if it will zip up for sure. So what I did is I turned it around backwards so that the zipper was in my front. And I put it on and it zipped and it went all the way up. And I was like, ew, cool. But then like the boobies were like all hanging out, like straight up. Like the zipper was like under my boobs. So my tits are just like hanging out. But I'm like, whatever, I'm home alone. I'm just trying to stretch this thing out. So that's what I'm doing now is I'm putting my dress on backwards, letting the titties hang out and just trying to stretch this dress out. And I was just like moving in it. And so like I have boobs on my back because like the cups of the dress, I have boobs on my back. My real tits are hanging out, but I'm just like walking around my house in this dress. I'm like, oh my God, so bad. I look so stupid. Thank goodness no one else is here. But yeah, I need extra hands to like help me put the dress on properly. I have yet to put the dress on forward and like the way it's supposed to. I'm wearing it backwards with my titties hanging out. So, yeah. So season 1 of this podcast, there's this one and then 2 more episodes. I'm definitely going to get Norma in for one of those episodes, but I was trying to think about it and I was like, well, it's kind of a bummer to stop the podcast only because now I have all these wedding things coming up and I'm an oversharer. I love to overshare. I love to show photos and videos and, you know, that's why I'm somewhat active on my Insta stories and stuff like that. And when I have these wedding events coming up, the bridal shower, the bachelorette, of course, the week of the wedding and everything in between, I'm like, man, it's going to kind of be a bummer that I don't have the podcast for that. So what I had decided to do is create like a mini series. So like, yes, the Nina Blanco podcast is going to be taking a break after April, but after that, in May, when I do my bridal shower, the plan is, and I haven't fully thought this out yet because this is a lot of equipment, but the plan is to maybe, if possible, bring my equipment to Chicago to the bridal shower and set it up and I don't know, do like a little mini podcast thing. Might have to plan it out a little bit in terms of like who I'm going to talk to, what I'm going to talk about, have like just an open mic portion of it because a lot of people are going to be there and if anyone wants to say anything, like okay. But yeah, thinking that would be kind of cool to have a mini series for wedding stuff for the bridal shower, for the bachelorette, for the week of the wedding when people are getting here. I want to do an episode with the boy. I've been talking to the boy about this and he's nervous about doing it, but I really want to do it because it's so funny. We have the funniest conversations. This is why I'm marrying this man, okay? It's just the funniest conversations between us, and we were talking about wedding stuff. Obviously, we're talking about wedding stuff all the time, but in a couple of our conversations, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm laughing so hard right now. I was like, that's a podcast episode. I was like, we need to talk about wedding stuff together. This is so funny because like his idea of the things we're going to have at our wedding versus my idea of the things that we're going to have at our wedding, you have to figure out that compromise, right? And so he likes to be real goofy and I want my wedding to not be a joke. Is basically it. And so we're trying to compromise because that's what a relationship and marriage is, right? It's compromises. So we're trying to compromise on some of these things, and his ideas are just so out there. And so for me, I'm just like, it's so easy to just turn it down. Turn it down, turn it down, turn it down, turn it down. No, no, no. Sir, you are crazy. No. But then he like had a talk with me. He's like, this isn't even my wedding. What's the point? Why am I going to pay for any of this? I don't get anything that I want to say. Me. Like being a little brat about it. But I'm like, okay, I get it. You're right. Because I've been saying no to pretty much everything that you're wanting to put on the table. Because in my mind, I'm like, you can't actually be serious. Like, you're just saying this to make me laugh. So no. But he's like, I really do feel some kind of way about it because I don't have anything that I can have in the wedding. And I was like, okay, fine. So I'm trying to compromise. But some of his stuff, man, it's a lot. So I think that should be a podcast episode if anyone's interested. I think it's going to be hilarious, quite frankly, just because, like I said, the conversations that we have, and I've like been making notes now in my phone of like the things that we're talking about that are making me laugh and cracking me up, and I want to just put it in a recorded form. But he's so nervous about it. He's like, I'm not a microphone person. He's like, when I'm on the spot, he feels so uncomfortable, which a lot of people do, and I get it, and I don't want to force him, but at the same time, I kind of want to force him. He's marrying me, so he has to deal with it. That's how it goes, right? Anyway, that will also be in the podcast mini-series, but yeah, I'm going to do like a bridal mini-series on the Nina Blanco podcast, and it'll be pretty much 4 episodes: the bridal shower, the bachelorette party, and talking wedding plans with the boy, and then week of the wedding. You know, if I can at least just get it recorded, I can release it later because I'm going to be busy with wedding stuff. But if I can at least have it recorded and I'll get to it another time, that would be legit. That would be awesome for me. So we'll see if I can make that happen. This is a lot of equipment though to bring somewhere. So I'm a little bit nervous about that part of it. Microphone, a mic stand, I have my webcam, I have my computer, I have my board, I have a USB extra plug-in thingy. I mean, there's just a lot. And then to travel with all these expensive electronics on a flight, I don't know, it kind of scares me a little bit. I don't want this stuff to get ruined. So I have to figure it out, but I want to figure it out because like I said, I'm an oversharer. And that sounds fun to me. So I think that should happen. Okay, let's get into it. What do you say? Rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. Man, he passed away at 67 when the news broke the other day. I was like, what? he just seems too young. And then you see the age, 67. I guess he was suffering from an illness for quite a while. It was a heart condition, essentially. And he passed. And it's really sad just because, you know, you think back of like your childhood favorites. And he was, of course, the voice of Iago on Aladdin. Of course, he had a bunch of other great characters. But his voice, you can never forget his voice. And so he just leaves behind such an incredible legacy, really great memories. I don't think anyway that he was like canceled in any type of way. I think he was just a really good family man who had a weird voice, and we loved him for that. And so it is just very, very sad. Rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are engaged. So J-Lo's doing this really weird thing that I'm just like, girl, please don't do this, but she's doing it anyway. She tried to create this website. She made this website. It's called On the J-Lo or something like that. I don't remember. But she's basically trying to pull a Beyonce and just have like a secret website for her fans. And I'm going to have exclusive stuff for you here. And so she teased on Instagram that she had a big announcement. She's so excited. And you go on the website and it's like this giant green engagement ring, and she and Ben Affleck are engaged. And she talked about it a little bit on her little website or whatever. There was a second video and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna choose not to watch this because it's just really cringy to me just because of the way she's acting. Like, it's so fake J-Lo. Like, I've stood up for J-Lo before. I like J-Lo overall, but like, she does have a lot of cringy moments. I'm not gonna lie. And this is one of them. And the way that she's acting in these videos, she's, you guys, I'm so excited and I want to share with my nearest and dearest. So go to my website. Like, girl, shut up. Just tell me what's happening. Shut up. I don't care. I don't want to sign up for your website. Tell me what's happening, or I guess I'll just read it on TMZ tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's what she's doing. But yes, she and Ben Affleck are engaged for the second time. It happened so long ago originally, but here they are again, giving love a second chance, which I'm kind of down for. So congrats. I talked about the Kardashians and how their show is back, and I'm liking the show, and I can't help but love watching it and seeing everything go down with the Kardashians. But there was some other footage, not on the show, just like in real life, that people are posting on TikTok because Kim and Khloe took their kids to Disneyland, and a bunch of people are irritated because Kim and Khloe apparently made a whole line of people wait so that they could go on Disneyland rides alone and no other like public people could go on the rides with them. So then they just had to wait like an extra round of rides, even though they've been waiting in line before Kim and Khloe just waltzed up. But this is the life of them, kind of. You know what I mean? This is why they don't go to Disneyland very often, I don't think, because they make people do, and then there's like negative reports of them doing this. But like, think about it. If you're on the teacups, and this was one of the examples of the rides that they're on, they're with the kids, they're on the teacups. Sure, they can have their, someone on security in a teacup with them. Then that makes the kid feel awkward. They don't like to do that. They want security in their own teacup just to watch them. But as you're spinning around, like, I don't know, I just like, because I have long hair, so I'm just like picturing Kim's long hair blowing in the wind and someone from another teacup being an asshole and like grabbing her hair. You know what I mean? So I could totally see that happen, and I feel like maybe that did happen once upon a time, and this is why they do that. And I know, you're like, Nina, don't stand up for these bitches. I am standing up for them a little bit just because, like, in my mind, I'm picturing why, and I feel like maybe that's why. I don't know, but it is annoying, and again, we love to hate them. We love to hate them. So if they shut down Disneyland and they're riding the rides only themselves and making you wait in line, that's just one more thing we get to love to hate them about. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, it is what it is, you guys. It sucks. I wish I was a Kardashian so bad. That's all I got. I'm not gonna get into it all that much, because really there isn't like that much going on, to be honest. And I'm kind of sick of doing get into it because I don't like have to do celebrity stuff. I do enjoy it here and there, but I don't know. It might not show up next week on next week's episode. So deal with it. I'm Nina Blanco. This is it for episode 24 of the Nina Blanco podcast. let's get into the Breakfast Burrito Friday song. You know what it is. It's Breakfast Burrito Friday. Get your burrito. Get your breakfast burrito. It's Breakfast Burrito Friday. Get your breakfast burrito. It's Breakfast Burrito Friday. Treat yourself. Happy Friday. Love you so much. Thank you for listening. Talk to you next week. Bye.